What is up, guys? Purdue versus Texas is about to kick off here in about an hour or so. Um, what an opportunity for the Boilers. An opportunity to, if they win this game, to advance to the Elite Eight, a step farther than what we made last year. Um, we're in the same. Last year we went up against Houston, lost in the Sweet 16 on a questionable, you know, call there at the end. We have an opportunity to go a step farther and to keep dancing against this team in Texas. A good opportunity for the Boilers. Obviously, they've got to show up, but a good opportunity for the Boilers. It will look a little bit different. I am not 100%. It has not been said. CJ Cox is questionable to play against Texas due to his hyperextended knee that he suffered against Miami on Sunday. But it says he has not fully practiced this week. He but has participated in shoot-around sessions. CJ expressed confidence in his ability to play, stating he feels better and is optimistic about the recovery. The final decision will be made during warm-up, seeing how he feels, seeing how loose it feels, seeing if it's tight or whatnot. Opportunity for the Boilers. A bounce-back game. I know we won against Miami, but, to be honest, not a win in the fashion that I would like to see that. And I stated that in the last one. Obviously, a win is a win. And in March, games are going to come closer down to the wire. Everybody's going to put up their best fight. But ultimately, I still think we could have handled business a little bit better than what we did. But nonetheless, an opportunity to keep dancing against Texas. So, everybody knows Cam Heide, an ex-Boiler. He was with us for 3 seasons, I believe. I do believe he redshirted. Maybe I'm wrong. But, a role player that we had on the team the last 2 years, and ultimately he chose to leave this off season. He was interviewed saying that he'll be a Boilermaker for life. That he's still friends with some of the guys over here, but and we appreciated the time that we got with him. But Cam, buckle up, because we don't care if you came to Purdue beforehand. You are now on the other side. And that means business. We coming out, we're going to show you what you left, and Boilermakers are going to show you what a win looks like. So, ultimately, if Cam has a good game, that's awesome, as long as the Boilermakers come out on top. A bounce-back game opportunity for, nonetheless, our point guard, Braden Smith. Texas ranks 340th at guarding the pick and roll. Purdue, obviously an amazing pick and roll offense with Braden and TKR. So that push shot for TKR is going to be open all night long. Okay? It's also an opportunity for Braden to get to that mid-range shot. And I know, in these past few games, let me see if I got to start pulling this stuff up previously. But in these past few games, Braden has struggled shooting-wise. He's 3 for 12 against Miami. He does have a good game against Queens, 10 for 15, 6 for 12 against Michigan. Before that, 1 for 7, 1 for 8, 2 for 8, 8 for 18, right? He's due for a good game offensively and shooting the ball. He's due for a good game, and, they know it's on the line. Texas is not going to make it easy for them. They know the expectations in this game. And ultimately, this is an opportunity for Braden to step up and prove that he's still got it. Prove that he is the caliber of player that everybody says that he is and that he holds himself to. So, an opportunity for Braden to get going. I expect to see a lot of that short roll in, TKR and Braden, for both of them offensively. They're going to be a key factor in this game offensively. Obviously, Trey has been playing really well with that push shot, but also an opportunity for him. They know that that's going to happen. He's done great with it these last few games. Shot fake that, get 2 more dribbles to the basket, score it, or dumped out on Oscar. Let me look at these notes here. Yes, like I said, that short roll is going to be open. They're top 3 in the country at forcing mid-range shots, and that's totally okay. If CJ plays, big fan of his mid-range game. He does a great job of getting to it, being confident, and hitting it. Again, with Braden as well, we got to see some confidence go down. Look for him to be aggressive and take those shots, and when they're not shots, look for them to be dump-offs to Trey. Also, this is a good shot for Lawyer as well. I like when Lawyer comes off the screen aggressive, has a nice one dribble pull-up. So we got guys that can shoot the mid-range efficiently. So, offensively, this should be a great game for the Boilers. So, just a great opportunity for us here. Offensively, I would expect that push shot in the mid-range is going to be open all night, okay, because of the way that they guard. In my opinion, though, I think we go, like that Michigan game. When we played them the first time, we were scared of Mara, or we played scared of Mara. We did not go at him and Merez and Yaxel. We tried to play outside. I think that we are going to push the ball inside. At least the first 3 possessions are going to be post-ups with Clough and TKR. They do have a 7-footer in, I'm going to botch his name, Mataz Vokatitis. Okay, he is a 7-footer, averages 0.9 blocks per game, but they are not a great defensive team. Okay, they are a team that fouls a lot. They are 300th in the country for defensive free throw attempt rate. What that means they send people to the line. Okay, getting him in foul trouble can do a lot for us, as he does average 7.2 rebounds, and he is their second leading scorer with 15.7 points. So forcing it downside, last game, we were 21 of 22 from the free throw line. We did a great job of getting to the line. I think if we force it inside like that again, get him in foul trouble, that can change this game, okay? Taking him out of this game will be big for us, as he averages, he's their second leading scorer, their second leading rebounder, and he leads their team in blocks. It is only 0.9, so really not a big threat blocking shots. I think he listed straight at 7 foot. Yeah, 7 foot, 255. So an opportunity, Trey does a great job of getting fouls, as well as Oscar has been as well. So, yeah, getting him in foul trouble can change the trajectory of this game and gives us a great opportunity. They don't typically double the post. Now, in the Gonzaga game, Graham Ike, I think his name is, he has a similar play style to TKR, right? Kind of brute, push you a little bit, and then finesse around the rim. They did start to double that. I love that, right? Trey and Oscar have both shown that they can facilitate out of the post. I like when they get it down there. Both of them are obviously tremendous scorers, but they're also, really good at when that collapses to kick out. So shooters have to be ready. We have got to, pay attention when that happens. When they have got to make quick reads. If they go to double, quick dish outs. Shooters be ready, knock down shots. A great opportunity offensively for us. I really don't think, this team is not a great defending team. I don't think there's somebody on this court that can truly guard TKR or Clough. I think this is a game where we need to throw it inside and, because that short roll is going to be open every time. So initiate, that post play, and then even more so, we can go to that short roll as well. So just initiate offense, right? Defensively, continuing on this, they don't force turnovers. They are 352nd on turnovers forced. Teams, so they really, they don't have great defenders. We know what Heidi is as a defender. He's a solid defender. Dalen Swain is going to be their best defender. He's listed at 6'8". He is their offense. He is what makes them go. He is probably their best on-ball, at least perimeter defender, but there's a lot of guys that, aren't amazing defenders. So there are guys that we can take advantage of. I wouldn't be surprised if at times we see him guard Braden because he is bigger. He's probably their best defender. Try to throw him off with the height. He is pretty athletic. He has athletic burst. Offensively, can get downhill. He's by far the best facilitator on their team. This team averages 12.3 assists. They are not a team that gets others open. It's a lot of isolation play. Their leading assist is Dalen Swain with only 3.5. So a lot of, compared to one of our guys, a lot of Omer-type basketball, right? Isolation, let me go score, and if I get stuck, I might kick it out. I might just take a tough shot, too. But nonetheless, they do not force turnovers. Like I said, 352nd in turnovers forced. Teams shoot 36% from three. Now, when they defend, like I said, they don't typically double post. They typically don't switch a whole lot. A lot of it is stay home and, you got to take your guy one-on-one, and you got to be ready to defend. They don't force you off the three-point line. Like I said, they shoot 36% from three. They don't force you off the line, but they stay on shooters. So they're not helping off, so kickouts are less to come by, if that makes sense. So, if they double, it opens in the post. It opens more for those kickouts. If they don't, it's an opportunity for TKR and Clough to go to work. Let me see. Like I said, defensively, they foul a lot. But offensively for them, they also draw a lot of fouls. So part of the way that their offense works is by getting to the foul line. Offensively, they're 7th in the nation on free throws attempted per field goal attempted, so 44.7%. So 44.7% of the time, scoring-wise or shooting-wise, it's a free throw. So a lot of getting to the basket, a lot of drawing fouls. Benefit for us, we are... Did I write it down? I did not write it down. I believe we are 7th in the country for not fouling. We do a great job of not fouling. Now, Trey and Clough do have times where they can get foul heavy. This is one of those games where they have got to wall up and stay on their feet defensively, because this is a team that is trying to get to the line. Don't fall. Vokatitis is not somebody who stretches out. He has not attempted a single three. He's not a stretch big, which is beneficial for Purdue because we have had problems with players like that. He is not, if you push him outside of 6 feet of the rim, he's not looking to, he's not able to do that. Trey's got that far push shot. Vokatitis is very much playing right under the basket. He's solid. He's got solid footwork. He can score on either shoulder, but he's not looking to do that. Wall up, force him farther out, and that takes him away. Don't foul. right? We need Clough and we need TKR to both not foul and play straight up defense. Because, like I said, a lot of their offense is simply getting to the line. If we keep them from getting to the line, that limits their offense. Because they are not a great three-point shooting team. As a team, they shoot 35.3%. They do not want to be shooting threes. They are 257th in three-point attempt rate. So they are far down the line on the amount of attempts they take per game. They don't want to shoot threes. Their game is isolation, mid-range shooting, get down the hill, take it to the basket, get fouled, right? A lot of heavy isolation, shoot tough shots. I said they don't, they're not a team that passes the ball very much. They are 346th in assists. Okay, they're not a team that shares the ball. They have, Dalen Swain will go and get his own. Trayman Mark will go and get his own, as well with Jordan Pope. Those three guys, pretty much the whole roster, but those three guys, they're looking to go get a mid-range shot, take you one-on-one. So I'm interested to see on what our defense looks like, on if we are a switch, because what we don't want is Clough and TKR out in the perimeter and them able to take us one-on-one, right? We should have learned by now that's not what we want, especially against players like Keegan Wagler, or Keaton, sorry. They don't have as many three-point shooters. Cam is their best three-point shooter statistic-wise. He's shooting 46% from three. He's playing extremely well. He had another, the shot that was very similar to Houston against, I believe it was Gonzaga, to put them up by 4 to win the game, right? So, but after that, Jordan Pope is their best three-point shooter with 36%. And he does attempt them a lot more than Heidi does. Heidi has only attempted 104 threes. But after that, Dalen Swain will step out and shoot it, but he shoots at 35%. They have some capable shooters. That's not what they're looking to do. This game could very much be an offensive run game. Texas's offense is built to score against defenses like ours, where we switch a lot, and then they're able to take our bigs one-on-one. I'm interested to see if we switch that up. Obviously, defensively, we changed a lot. If CJ's not playing, we've got to be well defensively. And nonetheless, like I said, their offense is meant to be defense like us. Our offense is made to destroy a defense like theirs with their the way that they guard the pick and roll. They are in drop. When we play drop, that's going to open their mid-range shots, and that's the shots that they want. So I'm interested to see if we continue to play drop or if we step up a little bit. I'm afraid that if we step up too much, it's fakes, get to the basket, and they draw fouls. I'm interested to see. Our guys have to stay disciplined and not foul and just read it and fight through screens. Like I said, it could turn into an offensive game, right? This is very much a game that could be offensive heavy, where both teams are just scoring a lot. If that is the case, we should be very confident in this, because we're the number one offense in the team, or in the state nationally. We are the number one offensive team efficiency wise. So if this turns into an offensive game, that favors Purdue. Now, obviously, defensively, we have got to step up. It's got to be better than what it was against Miami. Rebounding wise, they've got two guys that average 7.2 with Vokatitis and 7.5 with Swain. We have got to control the boards. We can't let their other guys come in. They are an athletic group. We know that Heidi is athletic. They have guys that crash the boards. We have got to box out. Miami, we did not box out very well. So we have got to put bodies on others secure rebounds, and do not give them second chance. They are good at second chance points. They're 38th in the country for offensive rebounding and 26th defensively rebounding wise. And that could be a problem if we don't take care of it, right? They average 37.7 rebounds per game to our 35.4. Now, we've got Trey that averages 8.5 and Oscar averages 7.5. But, we've got to step up, rebound the ball, put bodies on bodies, and control the glass. Or nonetheless, control the physicality, right? Getting Vokatitis out of this game would be very big for us. Offensively, like I said, they want to get downhill, they want to get in the paint, and they want to draw fouls. We have got to be defensively, what's the word I'm looking for? Disciplined and just not foul. We have got to wall up and secure the rebound when they miss. Daylen Swain is their offensive firepower. He's 6'8", athletic. Like I said, he can get downhill. He can facilitate. They're all looking to score. He's their closest thing to a point guard. He's a point forward. He can get others involved. Probably their best defender, like I already said. He's looking for that mid-range shot, looking to get downhill. He probably will post up some if he gets CJ or Braden or Fletch in those spots that he wants. But that's where help defense and our rotation and just being disciplined defensively comes in, and we have got to do that. Defensively, they do get caught ball watching sometimes, which could be a key factor for us, right? CJ does a great job at cutting. If he is available in this game, that's big. Trey also, off of his screens, does a good job cutting. He does a good job of that down pass to Clough when they double. So, offensively, just an opportunity for them to do that. But overall, a good opportunity for the Boilermakers. The spread is 7.5 in Purdue's favor. But this is a game that I think could get out of hand for us, and we run them over. It's also a game that if we don't show up, it's a very close game, and it could go either way. So, nonetheless, Purdue has got to show up. They've got to be at their best, dominate the glass. Braden can't be turning the ball over. As a team, we really didn't turn the ball over, minus Braden last game. We've got to take care of the ball. Now, they don't force a lot of turnovers, but nonetheless, we can't be giving them the ball, giving them extra opportunities. So, offense, typically has not been the problem this year, so that's got to continue to click. Defensively, we've got to get stops and limit their second chance opportunities. And, an opportunity for the Boilers to get to the Elite Eight, Ranked number 1 preseason, supposed to go all the way. What's stopping us now, right? Run them over and prove, during that season we didn't live up to expectations. This postseason we have played amazing. That's got to continue. The intensity has got to continue. Fletch has played like he is not ready to lose. He's not ready to be done. Every single guy's got to play like that. I believe Trey has played like that as well. Everybody's got to give it their all. Everybody has to contribute. And we have to guard, and we have to be ready offensively. We cannot come out timid. We've got to, I think if we come out with a hot start, we can run away with this game. And we have got to come out with a hot start, and it starts with Braden. The intensity is set with Trey and Braden 90% of the time. Also, sometimes Fletch is a 3 at the beginning. They can really set the tone. But physicality, it is on Trey. It's on Braden. They typically set the tone. Clough as well. Go out, first possession, we have the ball. We got to score, take it right to them, run it through their chest, and show who this team is. So, a great opportunity for the Boilers. Let's keep dancing. Let's get to the Elite Eight and strive to get to Indy. The Final Four is in Indy. I know that that is in the back of the minds of this team. I am going to look at one more thing. I said that they, let me see. That defensively, this team, Texas, forces teams off the three-point line or just doesn't allow them to shoot well. Now, this is not degrading what they have done in the tournament. They get NC State in the play-in game. Out of their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of their last 6 games in the regular season, they lose 5 of their 6 games, beating Texas A&M by 6, losing to Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia. Georgia, Florida, and Texas and Arkansas, those are all teams that did make the tournament. So, but, in the tournament, they have to play in the play-in game. They lose to they win against NC State by 2. Barely come away with that game. They beat a hurt BYU team with Richie Saunders out by 8. They beat Gonzaga 74-68. Heidi hits that big shot to make it a 4-point game, but this is a team that we can take advantage of. This is a team that we can really take advantage of. It's a team that I think we can and that we're going to. Obviously, the Boilers have to show up and they have to play to their ability, but very much a team that we can take advantage of, and I'm excited to see that happen. So thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we see the Boilers get to the Elite Eight. Third time in 3 years we've been to the Sweet 16. Let's move on. Let's get to the Elite Eight. So, like I always say, I believe in this team. I am not going to give up on a Purdue team that is led by Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Wren, and Fletcher Lawyer, and they have proved me right in this tournament. I believe that they're going to continue proving me right, and I have so much trust in this team. They need to come out, play with intensity right out the bat, and set the tone early and never let up. So, looking forward to a good game. It's going to tip off here in about an hour, maybe less than that. But thank you if you stopped in. Thank you for tuning in. And like I always said, go Boilers!